Welcome to HearthBreakers with your hosts Monk Business, Dorathor, Iron Shaft, and Hirudra. Hello guys and welcome to HearthBreakers episode 10. Yeah. Hooray! We actually made another episode and not waiting 7 months.
Yeah.
So in this episode there's not gonna be much talk about random shit. We're just gonna get right into the cards, the BlizzCon revealed cards, and we're gonna start off with a very freaking boring card. Or actually not a very freaking boring card. It's the hype of the season. When it appears at some point. Come on! Come on! Come on! There we go! The hype of the season! Shrinkmeister.
Shrinkmeister.
Why is it the hype?
Because of Cabal Shadow Priest on Ysera. That's why.
Yeah. That's why.
That sounds pretty legit.
It counters the weakness of priests.
Yeah.
And also it breaks it. Like tears it down to pieces.
Yeah.
Makes it crazy.
There's been a lot of talk about the fact with the 4 million health damage, of course, guys, and it's been talked about for the past 6 months or so that they really needed something there. Also, they needed something as a 2-drop because right now you only play Pyro and you really don't want to drop it alone. You want to combo it.
True, yeah.
So this guy can really take that spot, I think.
Yeah.
And if your hand is great, you can also drop it without the effect, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing, because Priest is one of those late game decks that like they don't mind having these early curving kind of cards with the 3-drop that people say is the best 3-drop in the game. Yeah. And now they have a 2-drop that you can play on turn 2 and it's like a Bloodwind Raptor. Of course, that's not great, but like sometimes
it's a card.
Yeah, it's a card that you can drop. But also in late game, this card is still really strong.
Yeah.
And it's not like some people might compare it to a Dark Iron Dwarf or the likes, but the fact that it reduces is way stronger because there's all these cards where like Cabal Shadow Priest or Shadow Madness that steals stuff, and stealing is way stronger than just destroying. For example, with the Shadow Web Pain or
death,
Destruction,
death.
of Doom and Destruction.
Yeah, so you're gonna target 4-drops mainly with this card, and if you play an opponent in a competitive setting and you know he plays like a Can Bloodhoof or Ysera for the late game, just the fact that you can combo it for just 8 mana with the Cabal and you can just steal the shit, it's like completely insane.
Use this on Sylvanas, then Shadow Madness.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many plays that you can make in the like 8 mana area. So I think this card is worth its hype, and it's really freaking ugly.
Yeah.
What? It's ugly.
That's actually true.
It's a gnome.
But gnomes don't have to be ugly.
Basically,
you think there's any cute gnomes?
I'm not gonna comment.
Yeah, please answer.
And let Daria talk, I guess.
Remember the time when Priest used to play Abusive Sergeant?
Yeah.
So basically they were like, hey, let's make this card, which is infinitely better, and give it to Priest.
Yeah.
So, Priest is now the best deck in the game.
My Priestess rank is level 14. It's gonna be level 60 when this card hits. I'm gonna play it so much because I can just
I think I can actually recall like 6 months ago when Priest wasn't that big of a deal. I think it was on Value Time where they discussed what to do to Priest. And I think Trump literally said like, give them a 2 mana card that has good stats and somehow deals with 4 attack minions.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, let's do this.
They listened to Trump. That's like a grave mistake.
The hater. The one and only.
Well, I guess. So that's Shrinkmeister.
Yeah. Shrinkmaster for you.
So the next card is also a priest card, and it's a spell, and it's called Valence Chosen, and it's a free mana spell. It gives a minion +2/+4 and spell damage +1. So this card is kind of iffy. I'm not too sure about it because spell power doesn't really benefit priest that much.
Holy Nova.
Yeah, it's
Holy Nova.
almost only Holy Nova.
Yeah, exactly. So for the most part, the spell damage is not gonna matter, but it's a nice addition just having the option to do it. And +2/+4 is not bad. Like, compare it to a Blessing of Kings that is +4/+4. Getting more health is usually way better, and it's 1 mana cheaper, and also give the spell damage. It might be playable, but I'm not gonna say it's good.
Actually,
I think actually it's good.
I was
You think
about
so?
to say I didn't like it that much, but now that you compare it to Blessing of Kings, I think it's actually I like it more than Blessing of Kings, and I actually kind of like Blessing of Kings.
You have to consider the fact that the stats you give basically have charge. So it's like you give a minion, you basically buff a minion up to the next level, plus the spell damage. Like, it's better than Blessing of Kings because you don't need the 4 damage.
Yeah.
The 2 damage is enough for it to trade up, and you give it enough stats so it can actually survive basically anything. And the fact that your priest makes it so you can always heal the minion afterwards,
exactly.
and give it really good value. And the spell damage, like, you don't really need it, but it's a nice bonus to have.
Yeah, I actually agree with the point that you mentioned about it being priest. Just the fact that it is priest that gets a buff card is way stronger than paladin having a buff card.
Exactly. So I actually think it's a really good card. I don't think you would see it in late game priest, but if you like, consider this card in the current Death Rattle priest decks, which are basically early to mid range priest decks. Like, I think this card would be really, really good.
Yeah, you'd get this on Undertaker or on the 1/3 mad. It's gonna be really crazy.
Just heal it like to infinity.
Yeah.
Or like, when you know you're gonna do some crazy shit with the pyro, you could just.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you might not need pyro anymore. Like, with all these early drops.
Yeah, you don't need pyro anymore.
Where you can contest early game and still have really strong plays in the late game. It's just a curving deck that's strong all the way.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you gonna hate your life when your opponent drops a Northshire Cleric turn 1 and coins out Valence Chosen? 3/7, and every turn you can heal it and draw a card. Holy shit, man!
Yeah, that's really strong.
Owl.
What kind of owl is that?
The chicken owl.
It's a
red chicken owl.
Retarded owl.
Angry chicken owl.
So, the Valence Chosen, it's better than we thought it was.
But well, it's
still a buff card, so it's situational. So
it is, and it might imply like encourage people to play silences, but I don't think this card alone will push much more silences into the game than it's now.
No.
But
the death rails will.
Yeah, I guess the game will change a lot.
Yep. So the next card is very exciting, Spider Tank. It's a 3 mana drop. It's a mech and it's a 3/4. So this is the first 3-drop that actually has just stats.
Yeah, no context.
And has the stats that you expect it to have. There's no. I guess the priest card has the stats that you expect plus an effect. So that's the comparison. But this guy is like, it's neutral and it's mech.
It's the 3 mana Yeti basically. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's pretty good. Like, if you build a mech centered deck, I would almost always play this card.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that they're gonna change like Harvest Golem into mech, like just playing this card and Harvest Golem, you already have like your 3-drops, and they're all really good. So you can play like Zoo mech with like Harvest Golem and this card. Like, it's gonna be really good, I think.
Yeah, I agree. But I think I won't play it in any deck except for mech.
Yeah, of course. Arena is good, but yeah.
Yeah, Arena is just an okay, like it's.
Yeah, because the value is
gonna
there.
be
Yeah, exactly.
Arena.
Yeah, it's just a straight up good 3-drop.
It's like if you consider it to compare it to Yeti, then it's gonna be really good in Arena, I think.
Yeah, that's true. So that, like, there's not more to say about Spider Tank.
Nah.
So next guy will be a guy that will appear if you don't give people the epilepsy.
Epilepsy. Sorry guys. Here you go.
There we go. Tinker Town Technician. 3 mana for free. It has the effect of Battle Cry. If you control a mech, gain +1/+1, and put a spare part in your hand. And you guys remember spare parts from last time? It's these 1 mana spells that could give different stuff.
7 different spells with like 3 stealth, shadow step, +1 damage on a minion, and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like half a card.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you like this card?
I think this card is really, really strong.
Dude, this card is insane.
Really, really strong because almost like you play mech early, it seems. So you play this guy with after a mech, and you get a 4/4 plus half a card.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, even if you didn't get the spare part, I would still consider this card really good.
Yeah, that's it. The thing is,
like,
it's
honestly,
a situational
deck.
spider tank. Like in average, it's a spider tank, right?
Yeah.
So and then it would be, it's not a mech itself.
That's the only downside to this
Yeah.
card. It's not a mech.
It would be insane if there was a mech.
Yeah,
But I think the spare part is really good as well.
Yeah,
so
that's why it's really strong.
Yeah. That's why the value is definitely there. So I like it. Yes, I like in the deck we talked a lot about. We're all gonna create the zoo variation of
Zoo mech.
just dropping 1 or 2 mechs before this. Make sure you get the buff as well, and you really have some good value on turn 3.
Yeah. Make sure you get the buff.
Gotta make that every time.
Yeah.
Okay. Thumbs up, man. But I think we're gonna see some like flavor, like theme in this set, where there will be mechs and there will be stronger cards that are not mechs, that are flavorfully those guys that build the mechs.
Yeah.
We already saw this guy, and we saw the cock. What was it called? Meister.
The cock?
COG. Builder Master, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna see a lot of those in the near future.
I have to call him out.
You shouldn't go. So Tinker Town Technician is really strong. So the next card, not so much. It is Gnomish Experimenter. It's a 3-drop, 3/2, battle cry, draw a card, and if it's a minion, transform it into a chicken.
Well, is it confirmed that that's actually the card like you get? Is it that card?
I put in a sheep. It's a chicken.
That's a weird chicken.
What, man? Oh, is that the angry chicken?
I
No,
believe
it's not the angry
It's
chicken.
just a chicken.
A chicken, but
A new race.
oh,
chickens.
the poultry riser makes a 1/1 chicken, so it's basically the same as sheep.
But is it a 0 mana? Like, that's really important.
I think it's 1. Oh, I'm not sure.
Because if it's a 0 mana 1/1, I actually consider this card to be good, like above average. In like it's combo based card.
In Miracle,
if it's
for example.
1 mana 1/1, then I think it's bad.
Oh, that's actually quite interesting.
So you're thinking from the Miracle perspective, like you want to draw your spells, you have a lot of them, but if you get a minion, it's still.
But like, consider if you play a deck that's like very like heavy minion spam focused. Like, there's a lot of minion that gains effects based on like when you play a minion or have a amount of minions
Knife
on the
Chakra.
field.
Yeah.
So like if you get a 0 mana 1/1, then you basically for 3 mana you get a 4/3.
But you discard one of your cards in your deck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't affect the game. Like,
But imagine
generally-
if, yeah,
Goodbye, Alex Arthur.
or like
I
a
think-
Doomguard or something.
Yeah, I think the argument for playing it in an aggro-centric deck doesn't hold because its stats are so poor. Like you lose 2 stats, and that's compared to like a spider tank or something that you would only play in mech. It's
No,
a
but you
free
don't
drop
lose-
3/2.
But you don't lose 2 stats.
No, you don't.
Oh, you get but still like, is it good to have a 3/2 that spawns a 1/1? Would you consider that card good?
No, you wouldn't.
Then
So-
you would just play a mechanic
You also,
Dragonling
like,
out.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
also thin out the deck.
Like this, the easiest. Yeah, you thin out the deck,
No,
but
that's not.
you want if you
good.
want to get to something, you don't want to monopolize destroying that card.
Yeah.
So this card is like the easiest way to compare it is to the Bloodfin Raptor. No, not Bloodfin.
The Hunter.
The Hunter. Yeah, Bloodfin Hunter.
Razorfin
Hunter. Exactly.
2/3 with the 1/1.
Yeah, 2/3 the summons a 1/1. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess this is slightly stronger because getting a spell is better than getting a 1/1.
Yeah.
So I guess this might actually not be that bad. But
You need a spell heavy deck for this to work, I think.
I really liked your idea of putting it into Miracle Rogue because one, you have a lot of spells, and also
So
the
you don't wanna
combos
lose
can be
Genjazar.
activated.
Yeah. But the fact that you don't
Chickens
want a
are
3-drop,
optional.
there's a 3/2 in a.
You
Mm.
might actually not in Miracle Rogue. You don't really do anything until turn 5, except maybe shiving your opponent in the face, comboing SI agent. Like you try to destroy something, but sometimes you also have these turns where you do nothing. And I think Novice Experimenter might actually not be that bad because of that, but I'm not sure.
I think the problem with in Miracle is that you already have so many 3-drops. Like 3 and 5 are decontested mana slots in Miracle.
Yeah, that's true.
So if it was like a 4/4 for 4,
Yeah, or even a 4/3 for 4.
Yeah, 4/3 would be
then it would be better.
comparable.
Yeah, probably.
But there's no we haven't seen the actual card it draws.
The actual chicken.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's a 1/1 for sure.
Probably.
Yeah, it's
Probably the one.
probably, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the next card is Buzzing Blade.
Yay.
It is a warrior spell, and it deals 1 damage to a random minion and repeats until a minion dies.
Yeah.
So, thoughts for this very weird card?
I love it. I can't wait to play it.
It has the best animation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the
So-
video, yeah. That was awesome.
True that. So,
I'm gonna play it in my warrior for sure. I like the fact that we talked a lot about this in the past weekend here when we saw the announcements. Like, there's so many combos you do with Control Warrior at the moment with the Armor Smith, Acolyte of Pain, and you can really do some havoc here. Just throwing it out there, make it. You often like to bounce it on your own stuff, so that can be really strong.
Yeah.
And if the opponent has 2 minions with high health, you can just throw it out there.
Yeah.
So, and I think 3 mana is not. It's fairly valued if you combo it correctly, but you have to combo it correctly. You can be very unlucky with the card. Just throw it out there and just jumps straight to the minion you didn't like, and you wasted a lot of mana for it. So 3 mana is expensive, but if you use it correctly, I think it's great value.
I think it's a little bit like Brawl, where you skew the favor to the minion with the most health. So it's a Brawl where you can kind of predict the outcome, because when it bounces, the guy with most health will have the highest chance of surviving, because of course it will kill
In
the
Brawl?
guy.
What?
No, not Brawl, with Bouncing Blade. So it's comparable in the way that if you have like 1 minion and your opponent has 2 minions, it will keep running until one of them dies and the 2 other guys are like low or something. So I think it's kinda like Brawl in a way where it's stronger if you have fewer cards yourself, but it's more controllable because the guy with the most health is gonna be the guy with the biggest like gain after you played.
I think the reason, the fact that it's in Warrior actually makes it much better.
Yeah.
Because you have cards like Execute and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I think you might see this card in Warrior decks, like just standard Warrior decks.
Do you think this would prompt like comeback of Whirlwind or Cleave or something to like you drop this first and then you drop the other one afterwards? Just
Or
clean up?
slam like to manipulate.
Yeah, to manipulate
but
health.
that's not good because you want to use this card first. You want to do the other
Not
one
necessarily,
afterwards.
because the argument again is that the randomness, there's a bigger chance of the guy with the lowest health to die first.
Yeah, but
and then it stops
yeah.
the effect.
But the thing is, you want to draw slam, so you don't want to finish with it.
Yeah, so you play slam first,
Yeah, you
reduce the
play
health,
first and bounce. So
and then bounce. because then your opponent's minion might be lower health, so there's a bigger chance. Of
Oh
course,
yeah, okay. If you have one on each, yeah.
If,
Okay.
Yeah,
if you
but
have
you
like
cannot
a 5
control it,
HP minion and a 4 HP minion, then you slam the 5 HP minion, and then
You
that
turn the
minion
tide
dies.
for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. That's
Also, were main removal in the early game, where you don't have to combo it, like is weapons. So you use your health right now to remove, and it can be really painful if you do it against, like I say, a hunter or a warlock, where you know you're gonna take a lot of face damage.
Yeah.
This is actually a removal spell where you don't have to use your health early game or have to combo it necessarily. So it has its place, I think, and it's gonna be tested a lot with the controller.
I think it's just really strong on late game, like big minions, where your opponent has like one or two of, no, not one, but like 2 or 3. It's just gonna shred them, like statistically, it's gonna shred them both very low and then kill one. So, yeah, like you said, cleave or whirlwind, like just to kill the remaining off.
yeah.
So yeah.
I'm not sure I like it as much as I feel you guys do, but I think it
It's
will
too
definitely
expensive.
be tested, but I don't like you compared it to Brawl, but I think the really weak factor is that if you use it like to try and clean up Sue, they will still be left with a lot
Sue,
of
it
cards,
sucks.
and you will have to have something else to clean it out as well. So
It's true.
it has its uses, but I'm not really convinced that it will be really good.
It's true what you're saying, because if they have like one little minion, it can just stop the effect right away. So it's stronger the more strong.
Yeah,
minion
against
you
the
have. And if they
situations
have-
where they have like 2 or 3 big dudes, it's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yep.
Does it combo with spell power? Deal 2 damage, all of them?
I believe so.
They would deal 1 more. No, well, I don't.
I
think-
actually think it would be 2 to
2 each
everything.
turn.
Yeah,
What?
2 each
because
bounce?
it repeats. So it's not like the arcane missiles where it says deal 3 damage randomly split, and then
that's a
it will
good point,
say
actually.
deal 4 damage randomly split. But this guy is deal 1 damage for each iteration.
Yeah. Yep. It would make sense to have it deal 1 damage to everything, and then after it kills something, then deal 1 more. That would make sense.
No, that's exactly true.
But again, you can combo it with like a Blood Mage Valence that was just really retarded.
Yeah,
Drop that
yeah.
and just
it kills
insta
blood
bounce.
mage and then
Yeah.
stop.
yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
still, that's,
I think it's hard to play with spell power, so it's probably not gonna
you,
matter
You don't play with spell power
Yeah.
anymore, anyways, right now. So.
unless you get
But
like
you
a
could-
spell power weapon and
Ooh.
oh, next card
Next card.
is a weapon,
Oh god, yeah.
and it's ogre warmonger. It's a 3 mana 4/2 with a 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. What that means? The wrong enemy. So what that means is if you declare the attack, and then you either hit that target
Or you hit on
or 50% chance split among the rest of the targets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
it
that
attacks
means
another
if,
target.
yeah. So if they have like 3 targets, there's a 50% chance you hit that target, and then 25 for one and 25 for the
Yeah.
last
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Well, it's
Can you
important to
convince
know
me that this card is not awful?
No, it's
I think it sucks.
it sucks.
It's really bad.
But this card is conditional in the fact that you can only get it in one way, right?
Nope.
you can only get it with Blingmatron.
No, I disagree. I don't think that is the case, because if you look at it, it has a rarity symbol. If you look at all the cards that you get only from from other cards,
Yeah,
they don't have rarity
banana.
symbols.
Well, I've heard
But-
them say directly that you can only get this card from Blingmatron.
Are you sure? I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that's just a random Reddit statement.
I heard it on BlizzCon.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
because I'm pretty sure that is not the case.
Well, let's just consider either fact.
Yeah. If you can
Like,
only
what-
get
what
it from
class card
Blingmatron,
is it then?
it's even worse.
It
Then
doesn't
it's
matter.
just random, because Bling Man can get you any weapon, and then apparently also Ogre Warmonger.
Yeah.
Because I saw in the video, the opponent got the Assassin's Blade,
Yeah,
and then the player got Ogre Warmonger.
yeah.
So, like, I don't think it's logical that you could get
No, but it
all the
doesn't have
weapons
any
from the
class
game
card.
and then randomly one weapon outside of that doesn't really
Yeah,
impact.
but dude,
I
but
think
look
it
at
is-
the card. Look at the card. Like, what class is it?
It's a warrior.
What? It
Just
doesn't
because
look like
it's
a
shown
warrior card.
golden.
It's just a golden version because it wasn't leaked it was leaked through the game video, and every weapon you get by Blinkmatron, they had said every weapon you get, no matter what rarity the Blink guy
but
is,
I'm pretty
is
sure
golden.
the golden warrior cards don't look like that.
Are you sure? Oh, that's actually true. It's white in the middle.
Yeah, like I can take a look. I'm looking at golden fairy warx.
Oh, that's true. It's white in the middle.
A second.
What is white?
Yeah, it doesn't look like golden
Priest.
fairy warx at all.
But
Then you might be right.
but it doesn't change the situation. It's still a horrible card. So
Yep,
if you could take it and add it in your deck, you wouldn't do it anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's just stupidly bad.
Yeah.
So
This.
yeah, it's a bad weapon, and it's meant to be the bad weapon, the bad choice you get from the
Blinkatron.
from the Blinkatron guy.
Blinkatron, I think it's called.
Okay.
It's called Blinkatron 3000.
Yeah. So it's gonna be the bad decision there. You want almost all the other weapons. Oh well, maybe not. But one thing I consider is like if people actually want to play this card, do you start to play Harrison, just for the fact that, or just play it together with Harrison?
But Ogre Warmonger?
No. Play the.
We will go through
Okay,
that card
okay.
at a later point. So
Okay, sorry.
let's just continue on with
horrible weapon.
something that isn't Ogre Warmonger.
Okay.
And continue to Goblin Blast Mage, a 4 mana 5/4 battlecry. If you control a mech, deal 4 damage randomly split among enemy characters.
This card is insane.
This card, is so strong.
Like, wow.
Really
This is the
strong.
card I was talking about before when I was talking about the in the last episode, the 2 mana card.
Yeah.
You can make so many this card in like a late game mage deck, it would be so good.
Why late game?
No, it's just mid range. You play this
Mid-range.
together with the freeze frost elemental thing, water elemental. In mage, right? So you have four drops, and then you play just the secret curvy mage where you end up about 6 mana, maybe have a Ragnaros or something in the end. Because this guy pressures the field so heavily, and also all the mechs are early. And you play this in a mech deck, of course. Like you play a 5/4, you play like a reverse Yeti, and deal arcane explosion, arcane missiles to the board +1. I think definitely this is gonna be like a tempo card.
It's like a fire elemental Yeti for mage.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Yeah, it's good.
it's really good.
Yeah, come like.
Even if you hit 4 times in the face, it's still good.
Yeah, when I look at the stats, I compare it to the Brewmaster thing.
Yeah.
But the effect is just so much better.
Yeah, the
Like,
thing is, Brewmaster has a neutral effect. Like it's not good, not bad effect.
I think this card is really good, but of course you have to have the max, and
Yeah.
so I think I agree with you that it's gonna be some sort of
Like I would add
Max
this
Kirby.
to my mid-range mage deck right now.
Yeah, which you also add mechs into,
yeah.
and therefore it will be a completely different deck.
I guess.
yeah.
True. But I think the 4 health is really important here. If it had any more, it would be completely insane.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's,
Of
it's,
course, if
so
it was a
it's
4/5, it would be even stronger.
Yep.
Yeah. 4/5 would be completely incredible.
Yeah.
But the 4 health is important, so you can actually deal with this card at some level.
Yeah. With the flame cannon.
Flame something.
Oh, wait,
Flame cannon.
But once again, like it's a flavor again where you have the mechs and then you have the mech supporting guys that are really strong.
And are not mech.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen all the way through the 120 cards. It's so
Yeah,
obvious.
probably.
Because the set is about goblins and gnomes, and then the mechs that they build. So the next card is Enhanco Mechano.
This card is insanely bad.
4 mana, 3/2 Battlecry, give your other minions Wind Fury, Taunt, or Divine Shield. So it's like a one-time buff for all your minions that you cannot control, that either gives you Wind Fury, Taunt, or Divine Shield.
Yeah.
Based on the video we saw of the game played, where they played this card, it might actually be that all minions get the same buff.
Yeah, because it gave Divine Shield to 2 guys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, it's just random, but yeah.
I think it's the same effect for all
Yeah,
the
I
guys.
think-
It's just
yeah.
one of the 3.
Because it says give your other minions one of these 3 things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stats sucks, and the effect is not. Like, I think it's really bad. It's for 4 mana. You are missing out.
Yeah, okay. You were talking about the effect being bad.
Okay, so let's say.
But yeah, I agree with you that compared when you consider the stats it has and the mana cost,
true. Yeah,
I think it is bad, but
it's a win more card.
That's
the thing is you cannot predict anything. Like if you want to finish the game, you want Wind Fury. If you want to value the game, you have the Divine Shield. If you want to survive, it's Taunt. And you cannot play a card there that gives you 33% chance of getting what you want.
Animal
because then 66% of the time you get something you don't want, and you're gonna lose. But yeah, you cannot compare it to Animal Companion because all of the cards are better than 3 mana. Yeah. This guy is not better than 4 mana.
Yeah. I think what if you took out the Taunt effect and just gave it Wind Fury or Divine Shield? Because I think this is a deck where you put down a lot of minions and then you push for the win or push for an extremely good trade.
It's super aggro shaman, right?
And Taunt doesn't help you because usually when you play Taunt, it's either to survive or to protect the other minions. But if you give everyone Taunt, it doesn't matter.
The thing is with this card, like the one way I can see it actually being good is if you're playing like an aggro deck versus an aggro deck, and none of you want to actually trade your minions. You both want to go to face and force the other person to trade. Then playing this card will always force your opponent to trade all of your minions, or give them the ability to trade with Divine Shield. So it's like a race card. Like you play this card and then you force the race.
Yeah, that's true.
Because either you give all of your minions Wind Fury, which basically also gives them Taunt, or you give them Taunt, or you give them Divine Shield, which can make them kill the opponent's minions right away.
So I could see like the mech if you have this crazy opening with the Warper that reduces the cost or something.
Oh god, if you get this
and you spam the field, and then on like turn 3 or whatever, you summon this guy and gives your 4 minions Wind Fury. Like, whoa, you already won. But and if you give them Divine Shield, they trade well as well.
Yeah, exactly. And if you give them Taunt, you can just attack face with all of them, and then he has to trade. So
yeah, that's true. So, but the thing is, it's so situational. You want. Like in that, if you get the early rollout and you play that, you win. Yeah. But if you get the early rollout, you could play something else and probably still win.
This can make you lose the game. That's the only mana you can play on a 4-drop and you don't have anything else.
So that's what Dorothor said in the beginning. That it's a win more. Yeah. If you're already winning, you're winning even more. But if you're already losing, this like
it's useless.
There's no way to come back with this guy. Yeah. So the last card for this session is gonna be Piloted Shredder, and it's a 4 mana for 3. It has the Death Rattle summon a random 2-cost minion, and it's not from a deck. It's just completely random from everywhere across classes. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this card?
No, it's not for me. I think the fact that it's a Death Rattle is giving the opponent the ability to react to it, whatever comes out. So let's say this is on the board and you decide to, now I wanna kill the minion and reacts to the 2-cost that comes out. So you can do this early in your turn. The stats are not great for 4-drop. The 3 health is really bad. So it's a minion that you can fairly easy trade with as the opponent.
I disagree slightly.
I would argue the opposite of everything you just said.
I disagree slightly because you summon a 2-cost minion. 2-cost minion is always gonna have more than 2 stats.
Yeah. Like
so
the general case for a 2-cost minion, like the what's it called? The average case.
5 stats.
Is a 2/2.
What? So, no. What?
Yeah, the average case is a 2/2.
Yeah. Okay.
For a 2-cost minion. So add those stats to this card, and you have a 6/5.
Yeah. So but you cannot really do that. No, it's like a Harvest Golem. It's not a 4/4.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
like a hero power
I think
or stuff like that.
The point is,
comes into mind.
if you compare it to Harvest Golem,
I think it's comparable.
I think it's comparable. It's not. I wouldn't say it's much better than Harvest Golem because its stats are distributed incorrect or
poorly.
Yeah, because you wanted it. If it had 3 health, no, 3 damage and 4 health, it would be really sick, I think. But
I think it's actually like
I think it's good still.
you have the potential to get some really crazy like succubus
Knife juggler.
Yeah, succubus. That's insane, actually. Then you get a 4 feet
there's
more.
like Millhouse Mana Storm. That's the best case.
Yeah, true.
4/4 on top of the 4/3. Like there's so many crazy cards, and even in the worst case, you basically get your stats worth.
Yeah, what's the worst case? Frostwolf Grunt?
Doom, say again.
Doomsayer again.
It's actually good. It's in the 2 range, and they decided to do it there because that's the complete downside.
Yeah.
But imagine this card in the current rush druid decks with all the death rattle minions and stuff, where you just want to build a board and with a lot of sticky minions until you can savage draw them. Like this card is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna make a druid deck with all of these summon random guys cards. Like play this card, he kills it, and then you get a spectral spider, and then he whoa.
Yeah.
More stuff to kill.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And the thing Harvest Golem has it going for it is a sticky minion.
Yeah.
You have to use
for savage draw, exactly.
Yeah. And the same here. So if you need that sticky drop, even though it's a bit later in the game, it's still good as 4 drop.
Yeah.
So okay, I stand corrected. I actually like it even more now.
The way I imagine it is just like in the druid deck right now. I would play it instantly.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the last one for now, and I guess we're gonna see you guys on the next podcast in a few days.
Yeah.
So
take care, guys.
Yeah. Take care.